Nobody talks about how hard it is mentally whenever you start improving your life, because it does come with a cost that a lot of people don't want to talk about. And the reason why nobody wants to talk about this is because they're not going to be able to make any money off of this or sell you whatever they're selling, because it's not something that's glorified. I've noticed something about every major chapter of my life. I lost 50 pounds and I got in the best shape of my life and saw my abs for the very first time when I first started posting on social media and started my online business as well. And even just a few days ago when I first started going to MMA and BJJ. Every single one of those chapters in my life all had one thing in common: I was alone. But looking back at it now, I think that's the very exact reason why my life has changed. Back when I used to be obese and I used to work my job at CVS, nobody around me was in shape. So naturally, I didn't really have a burning desire or this passion to get in shape and see my abs for the very first time, because I was already going to the gym, I was making good money, but I didn't really like my physique at all. But then it just got to a point where no matter how much money I made, no matter how many girls I was with, it was never going to be enough, because I wasn't even fully happy with what I saw in the mirror every single day. And that's when I decided enough was enough, and I basically made a decision that I had never done before in my life, which was investing into my first ever fitness coach. I was nervous, I was kind of excited, I was feeling all sorts of emotions because I just sent someone so much money to help me get in the best shape of my life, not knowing if it was gonna work, because I had failed so many times when it came to losing weight. I didn't know if this coach was gonna give me the result that I wanted to, which was why I was feeling all these emotions. And the truth is, nobody around me understood, because like I said, nobody around me was in shape. Friends, family members, co-workers, customers at CVS, nobody understood the burning desire, this passion I had, which was getting in shape, because most people just weren't in a position that I wanted to be in, except for my coach. The first few months, everyone was supportive because they saw how excited I was to get in shape, and they wanted me to be happy. So that's why they were supporting everything that I was doing in the beginning, which was taking the gym seriously, taking my dieting seriously, doing my cardio, and all these sorts of things to get in shape. People were very supportive about it. But as the months went on, I lost a lot of connections or friendships that I thought were real, but in reality, they weren't actually real. It got to a point where my life was just going to work at CVS, coming home, and either going to the gym or working on my business. That is literally it. I was living a very normal, solitude type of life, and in the moment, I didn't even realize it, because I was just so obsessed with getting abs that nothing else crossed my mind. I didn't want to talk to anybody else about my journey because nobody would understand me, because after 3 months went by and I lost 30 pounds and people noticed that I lost a lot of weight because my clothes fit me better. They could see by my pictures. People told me to stop losing weight, but I told them that I still had more to lose because I couldn't see my abs. And that's when I stopped telling other people about my goals, because they just didn't understand me. They called me crazy, they called me obsessed, they called me unhealthy, sick, obsessed, whatever you want to call it. I was just sick of hearing it, so I stopped telling people about my journey. The only person that I was still talking to where I was fully being myself was my coach, because he was the only person that was in a position that I wanted to be in, which is why he was the only person that I was talking to every single week or pretty much every single day through text messages. But other than that, I was very alone. But looking back at it now, sure, I was alone, but I was just essentially creating space to become someone different. Because before investing into my first ever fitness coach, I was living an average life like how everyone else around me was living. I was just going to work, I was playing video games, I was just talking to girls constantly, I was eating junk food, I wasn't taking the gym seriously. But the biggest difference that I noticed after I lost weight wasn't the workouts or wasn't the training, it was actually the man that I became in the process. I became a completely new person. I ditched my old identity in the process because I was finally talking to someone who was in a position that I wanted to be in. I took advantage of it by having standards for myself, by having certain habits that the fit and successful version of myself will be doing, and that is exactly who I became. Something else that I realized when I was working with my coach is some people around you just won't get it. They're pretty stupid in my personal opinion. And so I just simply started saving my energy, and I invested in my time and my energy in the right places. If someone doesn't get you, stop trying to force them to get you. Just go find someone who actually understands you and spend your time with them. Even though today I still live a very simple, solitude type of life, I still have a few friends in my hometown that I talk to, or even online, but to be honest, I'm by myself most of the time, and I'm completely fine with that, because I'm investing my time and energy in the right places instead of wasting it and feeding my mind with negative thoughts and beliefs. It wasn't just about losing weight either. It was also when I started my business as well. When I first started making videos, I really did not expect anyone to make fun of me or to even find my accounts in the first place, because I made brand new accounts. But after a while of just posting for so long and finally getting a traction on social media, people found out my accounts in my hometown and they made fun of me. At the time they found my accounts, I wasn't going crazy viral, I wasn't making crazy money, and they knew that, which is why they were making fun of me. They were telling me it's not gonna work out, just give up, go to college, get a normal job, stop trying the social media stuff, it's not real. Just so many false beliefs and negative thoughts they were planting into my head, but I didn't even care at all one bit. Because for me personally, I hated school and I hated working at a 9-to-5 job. I knew I wanted to make social media work because I knew other people who were doing it as well, and they lived a very amazing life that I wanted to live as well. And in the process of posting on social media and building my business, I lost a lot of friends that I thought were my friends, even though sometimes it can suck that people don't talk to you because you just are chasing after your goals. You end up realizing you're just outgrowing people. Even though I see people my age or even my hometown specifically, people having fun and me wanting to go do those things, I know if I were to go do those things, I wouldn't have that much fun, if not for 5 minutes max. And that's when I realized I wasn't even losing friends, I was just losing environments that I no longer matched with. Just for a second that I thought it couldn't get any harder after losing all this weight and building up my business, it happened again just a week ago. I've always had this obsession and this burning desire to learn how to defend myself and learn how to fight, so that is exactly why I joined MMA and BJJ over a week ago. The day of the class, I was completely scared. I was so nervous, even on the drive there. When I walked in, I saw everyone else around me. I just felt so powerless in a way. And I had just felt so uncomfortable with myself and I didn't feel any confident even though I had lost weight. And after losing weight, it made me really confident. Seeing my abs, seeing my clothes fit better, being able to talk to more girls and, having more confidence in general. All these things that help me gain more confidence and make me feel comfortable within myself after losing weight and building a social media presence, it was all useless when I walked into MMA and BJJ because I was so uncomfortable in there. And when practice around me had started, everyone just seemed like they had it all figured out. They were doing so good. They were all just so much better than me and I just felt so behind in life in a way. But right after that first practice and I sat back in my car, I realized I had put myself in the exact same type of uncomfortable situation that I put myself in the past. Humans grow when they are the most uncomfortable because they have no choice but to go up. Every time I've drastically changed my life before, I was very, very uncomfortable. I felt alone and there were only a few people around me that were close-minded that I talked to. And that is exactly what I'm going through right now as well with my MMA and BJJ journey. The truth is, I don't want to be around a lot of people, and the people that I want to be around with are people that are better than me, and that is exactly where I am right now with my life. When I walk into BJJ and MMA practice every single day, pretty much everyone there is older than me, and they all know their stuff. They all are very experienced. They've been doing it for years. They're clearly better than me, and I am very humble about it, and I respect them. I ask them a lot of questions. I always try to learn as much as I can, and I love being in that environment. I love being in an environment where I am forced to grow and to basically catch up in a way because everyone there is just so much ahead of me. I don't want to hang around with people that are my age, that are very comfortable and talk about the superficial things like partying, drinking, smoking, hooking up with girls, all these things, because it doesn't fulfill me. What fulfills me is getting better and becoming a better version of myself, and I can do that by surrounding myself with people that are better than me and are clearly ahead of me. And I'm not saying intentionally isolate yourself to grow as a human being, but you want to be very, very careful and very specific of who you surround yourself with because it is very, very important. You are exactly what you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with fat, overweight, obese people, you are going to eventually become one of those people. If you surround yourself with people that are broke, that play video games, that focus on partying, smoking, doing all these lustful things, instead of working on their finances or things like that, you are going to join that crowd. But for me personally, I'm very, very specific with who I talk to and surround myself with because that's exactly who I want to become in the future. And you're gonna realize this as you start your journey and as you're going through the journey right now where your friends, your family members, your coworkers, no one is going to understand you because those people aren't in a position that you want to be in. When I lost weight, when I started my business, nobody understood where I wanted to go to, which is exactly why they were hating and dragging me down. You are probably going through this as well, which is why it is very, very important for you to cut those people off and listen to the people that are in a position that you want to be in because they are going to fill your mind with positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts and beliefs that are going to drag you down. Even though I'm still scared and nervous of going to practice at BJJ and MMA every single day, I am so glad I still go because I always learn something in there. The only reason that happens is because I surround myself with the right people and I'm very, very uncomfortable. Sometimes I feel scared, sometimes I feel overwhelmed, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing in there, but according to everyone in there and the coaches who are far more experienced than me and I've been doing it much longer, when they see me after practice and they see how I do, they are telling me that I'm progressing so much faster compared to everyone else and that I'm a fast learner, and that is only because I'm living a very uncomfortable life, which is why I am forced to grow. Whether it came to losing 50 pounds and seeing my abs for the very first time, whether it came to social media and my business, whether it came to MMA and BJJ, all of those things I've only grown in because of the fact that I've spent time alone and been very, very specific of who I surround myself with. So if you're on this journey right now, you need to understand if you're gonna have to spend some time alone, that's completely okay because people around you aren't going to get you. It's okay to spend time alone for a little bit and it's okay to talk to people, but make sure you are very, very careful and very specific of who you talk to because it is very, very important for your mindset. You are better off spending time alone than talking to people who are going to drag you down because when you spend time alone, you are going to grow. You're going to become a higher quality, meaning you're going to attract higher quality people into your life and it's going to be a much farther, more impactful experience for your personal development.